Welcome to the Sleevy G Show. I'm your host for your most, and my name is Gomez. As I almost messed up my own entrance. This is what happens when you shoot from the hip a little bit. First of all, I gotta thank my new special guest that's coming on. As you can hear her chuckling along the way on me because I messed up my own entrance, but that's okay because this is what happens. I'd like to introduce Skye Dahl. Skye, how are you tonight?
Hi, I'm amazing. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Thank you for asking.
Good.
Here in Jersey, it's a little weird right now. Thunderstorms coming across, like if I'm in the movie Twister a little bit. It's been that kind of wind and all that. So
Oh my gosh, I have nightmares about tornadoes that just uh, uh,
yeah,
I don't know.
I can only
Me and tornadoes. I can't do it.
I only seen I think once in New Jersey. It was I'm gonna take it back all the way to I think it was '89 when Hurricane Andrew hit landfall in Jersey, and little tornadoes were popping up here and there. And
Wow.
I'll tell you that was close because I remember seeing something come across the street, take out
Oh,
some trees, and I'm like, "Yep, we're going home now."
oh my gosh, I would move like the next day. You're
Oh,
stronger than me. I would be like,
well,
nope,
after that, there
that's a
hasn't
nope.
ever since then, the only thing that's ever come close to hurricane was Floyd became Tropical Storm Floyd, but Sandy is what hit us the hardest, hurt us the most.
Oh,
So,
okay.
down on the Jersey Shore and all that area,
Yeah,
where I spent almost all my summers as a kid, and still to this day, you still go down there. But thank God we recovered pretty quickly as best as we could in Jersey. As they say, Jersey strong. You could tell where everyone was helping each other out at
that's
that
great.
time of need. You know what I mean? So that's always the best thing. But
Yeah.
enough of talking about some sad things. Let's talk about the great things right now.
Okay.
Let's talk about your brand new YouTube video or music video,
Yay!
Hypocrite. Now, I
Yeah.
gotta admit, I got to see the video.
Great.
Talk about wow and wow and whole wow. It's just like amazing video. I
Thank
was
you.
I wasn't expecting almost like it felt like a mini movie with the music,
Yeah.
with you singing. It
Mhm.
was amazing, but it's also like let's take it back to like the day of the Vikings almost.
Yep. Yep.
So of course the first thing I'm gonna ask you, what was the inspiration for the video?
Yeah, I love that question, and thanks for watching it, honestly, that means a lot to me. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head. So I wanted it to be like a little mini movie, and the reason there's nods to the Viking culture is because I'm very Scandinavian, so I'm
Okay.
Swedish, and it wasn't always something I was able to embrace because my parents divorced when I was young, and it's my biological father that's Swedish. And I don't know if my mom was like bitter because of the divorce, but she didn't talk very kindly about Swedish people in general, especially Swedish women. She was like, "Oh, they're ugly, they're manly. Swedish people have no feelings." And so when you like hear your mom say that from when you're young to like
Mhm.
a young adult, it's like it sticks with you. Like I'm half my dad no matter what I do. You know what I mean? And so I found my grandfather, his dad, when I was like in my 20s, and it was cool because then I was like immersed in the culture and the food and the language. And so going into my album, I knew I wanted to do like a Viking inspired song to pay homage to this like missing piece of me for so long. And so that was the driving force behind the song as well as the video. And it's also like a cautionary tale about hypocrisy, like whether you're lying to yourself with your intrusive thoughts or you're lying to others, it'll only lead to destruction. So that's the whole like the premise. And then a little extension of that too is um I was like, what if we made like the personification of hypocrisy in Norse god form? So this god doesn't exist. It's just
Mhm.
something I created. And it was like, okay, well, what would she look like? Like, how would she think about people? Like, what would she say to people? And so that's what drove the rest of the song and then the video as well.
Well, like I said, I did that when, and I'm going to give big props up to Raquel Figolo because for her,
Yeah,
first of all, she introduced me to you, and I got to thank her for that. First of
she's
all,
amazing.
she is amazing. Actually,
Yeah.
her show is going to be released in July 4th. She came on,
Yay!
talked to me. So her big debut with me will be coming out July 4th this week, a couple weeks prior. Uh,
Amazing.
so she's really cool, down to earth,
Hmm.
and amazing. So just like
Yeah.
yourself, just talking and connecting with you already in the first couple minutes before we even started.
Yeah.
You're down to earth. You're very shabby. I love the background, first of all. Uh,
Thank you.
you
It's in
know,
my backyard, so
so that's awesome. And we know the wind's blowing. I know it's a beautiful day by you.
Mhm.
The one thing is, the video was amazing. I
Thank you.
could say that because I sat there and I watched it. I'm just like, the choreographing, the singing, like this didn't take, an hour or two. This took like maybe what, a couple months of planning, I'm assuming, and getting the costumes
Yeah, so the video and the song, was about 2.5 years. So, like,
ready. Oh
as I
wow.
was writing the song and finishing the song, because I switched producers, because now I'm in Austin, um, yeah, it took time, and it took a lot of time of planning as the song was being finished. So it was cool to be able to like kind of work out the kinks before making them like physical. And then I made the costumes. So I
Oh
made the
wow.
costumes, I did the props, I did like the scene dressings, I created like I designed the makeup, but I didn't apply the makeup. That was done by Karma SFX. She's great. Um, so it definitely took a lot of time. I think I got the live music grant from Austin City, which was so cool to be awarded and recognized.
Nice.
And so,
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, as soon as I got the right funding, because I knew it was going to be this like epic situation, so I
Mhm.
wanted to do it right. Then it was just like hit the ground running. So I believe I was awarded that in August, and then I got my first installment in October. And so it was like from October to May, because we filmed in May, that I was working on like costumes and sets
Wow.
and props. And so it was like it was my whole life pretty much to like get it all done.
But I gotta really say wow, because the video's unreal.
Thank you.
If anybody get a chance to watch it, because it blew my socks off, because I wasn't expecting almost a 7 minute music video. It's been a while
Hmm.
since you've seen any of those. Like,
Very true.
again, when you're talking about rock gods like Metallica,
Hmm.
God, Pantera's another one.
Hmm.
Hey, you're there with that, because just, naming with videos that have a story to it.
Sure. Yeah.
Even Guns N' Roses had some stories. Like November Rain was the perfect example.
Yeah, I love that song.
So do I.
Hmm.
And I mean,
Yeah.
I'll even say that you're up in those names because of the video that was made.
Thank you.
Now, being said, what were your influences for the video? Like, when you started making your music, who were your influences that you started making your own music?
Yeah. No, I love this question. So Michael Jackson, first and foremost, since I was like 3 years old, has been my like biggest influence and my comfort. And I have watched him like a hawk. I used to impersonate him when I was little. It's like what I was known for in the small
Hmm.
town, because I grew up on Camano Island, Washington.
Okay.
So it's not hard to stick out because it's a small, you know what I mean? Um, and then so it's Michael Jackson, Prince, and Queen,
Okay.
and Sebastian Bach, from like former lead singer of Skid Row.
Hmm.
And my female influences are Ann Wilson from Heart. They're
Yep.
also from Seattle, which is dope. And I would say Pat Benatar.
I was gonna
So I
say,
guess,
I
yeah,
was gonna
it's
say a
it's
little.
all of the above.
You gotta say a little Pat Benatar, because I can hear with the drums in the background. When you're hearing the
Yeah.
song, you get
Yeah.
that little feel of Pat Benatar's band there a little bit.
Dope. Yeah. No, great compliment. Yeah. So all of those people. I would say my sound is like all the glam rock bands that you can think of, with like Michael Jackson sprinkled on top.
And a little Prince to go with the heat, well, with the
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
high pitched
Yeah.
voice that he has too, with Michael Jackson's. But
Yeah.
I mean that's an interesting mix. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't say like Michael Jackson or Prince like they used to, because that's
Yeah.
not. I mean, again, not the influences that the music is going to in this time of 2024. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To be honest, I was thinking Pantera, Lacuna
That's okay.
Coil.
Yeah, that's
Evanescence,
great.
because I
Yeah.
like with the, especially with Evanescence with Amy Lee, I think, oh, and Hailstorm. I got a Hailstorm too.
Oh, great. Yeah, great band. Lizzie Hale's dope.
Lizzie Hale's amazing. And
Yeah.
that's where I kind of saw you too a little bit with those two women too. But
Yeah,
Pat
thank you.
Benatar up in that area, because your
Uh-huh.
voice is unbelievable to begin with.
Well, thank you.
But you hear that popness, but with the rockness.
Hmm.
It's like I wouldn't even call it pop rock because it's not, that doesn't exist. For me, that doesn't exist. It's 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 more rock, but you hear that little, but you hear in your singing that little bit of like an MJ or a Prince almost, you know what I mean? Just because you got to break it up a little bit with with songs, I would assume, you know what I mean? Again, I'm not a songwriter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a singer. I am not in a band. I'm a podcaster. Thank God for small miracles.
I mean, not all heroes wear capes, you know what I
This is
mean?
true.
So
This is very
somebody's got to
true.
do the job.
Now, how did you come up? Now, the question, now the $1 million question is Hypocrite, the name.
Uh-huh.
How did you
Sure.
come up with that for this music video, this song title? I
The
guess is the
song
question.
title.
Yeah, the song title.
Sure. So it's just the hook of the song became hypocrite, like just the chant that it is. And so it
Mm.
felt right to name it hypocrite, but I wanted the Swedish spelling. And so there's two different ways to spell it in Swedish.
Hmm.
Um, one way it's a little hard to understand as an English speaker, like what it says, because there's a lot going on. And
Yes,
so
which I've noticed that in the, and I did notice that. I did notice
yeah.
that. I do have my little notes. I'm like, what
Uh-huh.
is that? And that's what I wanted to ask too. But you already cleared out that answer.
Uh-huh.
Where
So
that version's from.
uh-huh. So then what we went with, like what you see as, hypocrite is spelled, that one I felt was better because it's still Swedish and culturally appropriate, but it's easy in English to understand, like, okay, that says hypocrite. So
And,
that's why.
and I'll just tell you, I love it just because it's something different.
Thank
It's
you.
something. It's an eye catcher. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
It is. It's like because when
Yeah.
like when Rachel sent this, not Rachel, Raquel. I'm thinking somebody else all of a sudden. When Raquel sent this, I'm like, wow. I'm like, amazing. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's
Thank
just
you.
it was something different. And the way hypocrite spelled in Swedish is what I caught my attention. I'm like looking, I'm like, does that say hypocrite? And it took me a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And then
Yeah.
someone goes, he goes, and he's not Swedish by part, but he knows a lot of people who are Swedish. He goes, I think that's Swedish. I go, seriously?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure? Because it doesn't look it. I'm like, listen, I'm not Swedish either. So, but I love it. Now, the album, hopefully,
Mhm.
if you want to give a little detail, is it coming out this year, 2024, mid, I mean, fall season 2024 or beginning of 2025? Do we have an idea when this album's coming out?
Sure, it's projected for like fall of 2025. Because I have a new producer now.
Okay.
He's amazing. His name's Kafir Gov with Evil Snail Studios, and he is so cool. So we're taking on from what my previous producer and I were doing. So it's just a little bit of like, learning each other and figuring stuff out. But another single will release before the album drops. So
Okay.
in the meantime, I'm gonna give y'all something else, but it's so different from Hypocrite. It's like a sad song, which I never thought I would write like a rock ballad, but I did. And so that's kind of it'll be like a sad, I call it the sad song.
Oh,
But
I can't wait for
um
that. I cannot
yeah.
wait.
Yeah, so that one will drop and then the album will follow. So that's
Okay.
kind of the idea and the time frame. So
Okay. So now I know I remember you were living, I'm assuming out west for quite some time. You just moved to a new state recently.
uh-huh.
Now, how was it changing producers, leaving your old producer for a new producer? Like, how did that? It's always curious because a lot of people don't know behind the scenes stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
to
Yep.
leaving a producer that you've known for quite some time and then
Hmm.
moving to another area to sign with another producer. Was it easy? Was it hard? Was it difficult? Like, I know people develop bonds and friendships, but I'm kind of curious, your take on it.
Yeah. It was, I mean, it was bittersweet because Steve Phillips with Full Fidelity Studios has been my producer for a long time, like over 4 years. And so, you become family, you're working on very vulnerable stuff and you're, creating together. It's a pretty cool experience. And so I was really nervous because we tried the long distance thing as soon as I moved.
Mhm.
And it just was not going anywhere. It was kind of almost like it all came to a halt. And I was like, man, we got to keep this stuff moving. And so I mean, it was hard. It took a minute to vet out a better, the right fit for a producer here.
Mhm.
And I'm so grateful to found, Kafir. Um, and I was worried about that conversation with Steve because, like, he could have been mad or we could still be friends. You know what I mean? It could have gone
Right.
either way. And he was really, really cool about it. And he was like, no, I feel like I've been holding you back. And so I'm really happy you found somebody.
Wow.
And so, like, it was a really positive thing. But we had that face to face. So, like, I actually went to Utah because
Right.
I was like, we've been through a lot. Like, at the very least, we should have this conversation face to face. And so, it went so much better than I thought, and, he's been really cool because he's still involved without being involved, if that makes sense. So, like, he
Mhm.
still loves to hear about the things, he still loves to watch the things, and so I'm appreciative because it definitely coulda gone a different way.
And
So,
I'm gonna give you a lot of props for doing that, flying out to talk face
mhm,
to face because a
yes,
lot of people don't do that anymore.
yeah,
That's something, I prefer to do. If even if it's a Zoom call like this, I would like, hey, I gotta do a face to face with you, even if it's on the computer. I really need to talk to you. You know what I mean? So for
yeah,
you to fly out to Utah and really talk to them, that
yeah,
shows not just responsibility, but trust in the person. You know what I
mhm,
mean? So I think, if you needed him, he'd be there for you in a heartbeat for
uh-huh.
anything, anytime, anywhere, just in case if things go a little sour, he would be there for you to help you out.
Oh, definitely. He's a ride or die, and he used to play with us on stage and stuff
Oh
too. So
wow,
like
okay. So
we have a lot of history together. We've done a lot of gigs, and he's a really good human. So
and
yeah,
and that's always good to hear because it's like an amazing thing when you can find the right people to work with.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, this last month and a half, actually the last 2.5 months for me, it's been an amazing ride for me too, because I've gotten lucky with Raquel, some other names, that I've already worked with. And it's just like, wow, I can't believe, that, Raquel, the best example is she DM'd me on Instagram
oh,
and,
cool.
and she reached out to me. I'm like, hey, yeah, I mean, she's ever talked to a I'm like, no, but I would love for you to come on. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And we did it, and now we have a little bit of rapport, talking, through email, texting for information, what's going on, things like that. You know what I mean? And it's just it's like a great working relationship I have with a lot of the people who I've connected with so far. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And you don't get to see that a lot. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like it's an email. Oh yeah, maybe we'll talk soon. Okay, you know what I mean? Like I don't like those. Like I'm trying to be somebody,
Yeah.
just like you are with your music. I mean, you have a long extended history of music too.
Mhm.
So I mean, the best way I keep hearing is, with your, your different colors. I know like purple.
Yeah.
One of the colors is purple. I know that for a fact because of everything. But one of the things I've read is Iron Gauge Gaga meets Halfield meets a flock of seals, and they ran. So, I mean, that's a beautiful quote, but I mean, I'll definitely say Iron Age Lady Gaga versus a flock of seagulls. I mean, that's something that's really cool to get
Mhm.
when you're talking about compliments of one's a band, the other one is an amazing singer, and Lady Gaga
Mhm.
too. You know what I mean? Again, another
Yeah.
one I could say you could be up there with her too.
Wow.
With your voice. I mean, your voice carries.
Thank you.
And and guys, I'm being dead serious when I say you have to listen to the music. You have to hear her sing because Skye is definitely talented voice. You have a very talented voice.
Thank you.
And to hear you and for me to say I can compare you up to like Amy Lee, from Evanescence, even the singer from Lacuna Coil, she's got a great voice just like you do. These are some of the bands that I've with female fronts that I know of. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, I wouldn't go Avril Lavigne, but but you have your own style, which is appreciative because you have something different that they do.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You know,
I'm honored just to be listed amongst those amazing women because they're crazy insane and like it's so generous to put me in the same sentence as them. And yeah, I'm honored. It's thank you so much.
oh, you're welcome. I mean, it's the truth because people don't realize like it's always a male fronted band, it's a male dominated business.
Yep.
From Raquel to people that work up in Toronto, the ladies that I know up there,
Yeah.
anybody who's in the music industry or sports entertainment, movies, females, any of them, I have to give them credit
Hmm.
because you are doing it and you're making it and you're busting your butt to be better than a front man of, say, Metallica. That,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like you want to be up there with them. You want to
Hmm.
open, or you want to say, "Hey, Metallica, open for me." You know what I mean? Like you,
Yeah.
you would love to do something like that.
Hmm.
So that's why that's where I got to give females like yourself the credit where credit's due,
Thank you.
because there's a
Yeah.
lot of men that won't do it,
I know.
and I'm one of those men that will do it because why? It's not just because it's my show; it's because it's the truth.
Yeah,
You know,
appreciate that.
and that's something I appreciate a lot because you don't realize the stuff that goes on. You could start your morning at 5 a.m., you know, and not realize how much work you put into a song.
Yeah.
You don't know how long it takes to make a music video. You don't know how long it takes to figure out the costumes. You have to do drawdowns. You have to do this. You have to do that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's something that people don't realize.
Yeah.
You know,
Very true. Unless you've like done it or worked with it behind the scenes.
I
Yeah.
haven't, but I've heard stories.
Hmm.
Hey, listen, I would love to be up there saying I was there for that music video shoot, you know what I mean? And you just don't know the intent. But I mean, that's something for me, would be jaw dropping
Hmm.
for a little podcaster like myself here in New Jersey. I would be shocked, you know what I mean? You
Uh-huh.
know, people tell me, oh, you can come out when we're playing. I'm like, great, I'll come out, I'll support, but seeing things like that is pretty cool. Being
Hmm.
I've never gone backstage to meet anybody. I always bought my ticket and just watched and was a part of, watching the show. But I mean, someone goes, "Hey, I got backstage for you." I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say no to it
Yeah.
to meet with everybody. You know what I mean? But
Uh-huh.
I'd rather do it as the podcaster, not myself, because then it's something that, okay, I'm going to enjoy more, but there's a reasoning to it.
Hmm.
Hey, let's take a couple of pictures. Let's meet up. Let me get a couple of quotes. How was the show? Boom, I'll tag it. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. So people get to see.
Yeah.
Um, I guess
That's
now,
great.
next question is, are you guys going to be doing any touring anytime soon?
I would love to tour. I think that's definitely a focus once there's a little more material under the
Mhm.
belt. Because I'm new to Austin, so as soon as I moved to Austin, I was looking for players, and it was quite a gamble, honestly. And it's interesting because there's like so many talented humans here, but not
Mm.
all of them want to do shows. Like not all of them want to gig, and that's fine. So it was time. It took time to find the right people that were a good fit, and so it's just getting everybody like us as a group cohesively like with enough material so that we can have a successful tour. Right now, I think there's about like maybe 50 minutes of material that they got, and it's clean and it's really great. So we're almost there because I'd like us to be at least an hour before we start entertaining a tour. But
Okay.
long story long, it's definitely a focus. It's going to be something that it's going to be in the near future. So we'll continue to gig around. And right now, I'm just excited and happy building my audience because that's really been something that's been exciting since this release happened is just kind of seeing how everybody's vibing with it and like where they're located and like making note of that because that will drive the tour because I want to make
Mhm.
sure I go to everybody that like likes it, like to my people,
Right.
So yeah.
I'll tell you this, if you make it out to New Jersey, I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Heck yes. I would love to go to the East Coast. I've never been. I would
East,
love to.
I've been to the West Coast, I've been to central United States, and I've been to the East.
Uh-huh.
Me personally, I am a Northeast kind of guy. I like the cold winters. I don't know what it is
Me
with me.
too.
I am not. I don't ski.
Yeah.
I don't ski at all. I can never ski because I got bad knees. But I love snow. I hate shoveling it and I hate snow blowing it. I will say that.
Yeah.
But I don't mind like a 55, like a San Diego. San Diego's like a perfect spot if I was going to move to out west. I came close
Yeah.
to moving out there on a whim. Then I met my future wife, and that whim ended, and I stayed in New Jersey.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I will say that I no regrets. Uh,
Hmm.
you know, the move would have been great, but I think my heart still stays in New Jersey. But I love Pennsylvania. I'm actually, if I go down south, it's like Louisiana for me.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I'm a my grandfather used to live in Louisiana, so I am a big fan of that area just for
Yeah.
food. I'm food wise. Texas,
Yeah.
I have not been to yet. Um,
Okay.
that's something I would love to do because everyone says everything's bigger in Texas, so I got to see that for myself. Um,
Yeah.
I am not a Cowboys fan because I'm a New York Giants fan, so it's
Makes
kind of
sense.
kind of hard. But
Uh-huh.
that's one state I would love to. It's like not. It's on my bucket list to visit. To come
Sure.
down there and kind of visit. I've been to Florida a bunch of times, which I love. Um,
Yeah, Miami. I love Miami.
so do I. Well, I'm Cuban, so it
Oh,
makes.
there you go. Yeah.
Um,
Love Miami.
I love Miami, A1A and all that area, Little Havana. It's just
Yeah.
kind of. It was just funny. I was just on another podcast with a Floridian, and she does a lot of Florida podcasts. I said, "Hey, I love Florida down there," and we just started talking about the great foods and the stuff that
Uh-huh.
I used to do down there. So it was one of those amazing things. But I hope you do get to tour because I think you
Yeah.
would love the East Coast coming to New York City.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
if you've never been to New York, they always say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I
Yep.
say if you can make it in New Jersey over New York too, you can make it anywhere because New Jersey's
Tough
very
critics.
we're New Jersey's very hard. But
Uh-huh.
I respect the state I come from. We're fighters.
Yeah, I
Um,
love that.
we everyone goes, oh, it's not the Garden State, it's toxic waste. I go, if you drive somewhere else, it's the Garden State.
Yeah.
Listen, when you're going into the areas like Newark, New Jersey, and all that stuff, you see all the Texaco, you see the plants. Yes, that's not the pretty side of the state, but
Yeah.
we're blue collar people. We'll fight you. You know what I
I
mean?
love it. Yeah,
That,
I
that
love fighters. Yeah, I'm a fighter myself, so
same here.
it doesn't bother me.
Same here. I claw and I inch for every show I can get my hands on.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And when an opportunity to talk to you is yes, and it's never a no. It's like
Yeah.
yes, yes. But also what drove me too was the music video because of the music. That's the
Yeah,
other
thank you.
reason I said yes, just not for an act. I listened to the song, I listened to the lyrics, I watched the video. I mean, again, the costumes were just wow. If MTV still had music, if they still had the music awards, which I think they still do, but they're not music videos anymore, which is kind of hard.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is a little weird, but I would say yours for best costume
Oh my goodness.
would win it in a heartbeat because I've watched a lot of music videos growing up
Hmm.
from the
Same.
80s to when MTV became more reality TV, whenever that was. you know, um,
Right.
but your video proves to be I would say one of the best up there that I've seen in
Thank
a long
you.
time.
Oh my goodness. Thank
You,
you.
I've seen, I've talked to a lot of groups, I talked to a lot of bands, and I watched some of the music videos, but nothing could compare to yours. I
Thank
mean,
you.
and that's something it pays a compliment, but it pays a huge respect for you because you designed it,
Yep.
you did everything to it.
Yep.
I don't know if you directed it. If you did,
I
Great
did direct
job.
it.
Uh, th-
Thank you.
Okay, so you get best director, you get best wardrobe, you get it all on this one now. Overall, because that's not easy. Like
No, yeah.
for you to direct this video, I have to ask, how was it with you being in costume to direct the video?
That was kind of funny because what the first day I was in Hypocrite's war look because she's
Mhm.
two-faced for a reason because hypocrisy's two-faced. So I was in her war look and I'm directing all the extras like the Vikings that you see. Those people were so dope. They're actually founders of the Viking festival that's
Okay.
done at Valkyrie Ranch where we shot. So they have a lot invested in that property
Mhm.
anyway. So like you could feel their pride and like their faces were in the dirt forever and they didn't care. And like I was just glad they took me serious because I'm looking like this creature, right? That doesn't,
Mhm.
and they were so respectful and easy to work with and we got them done really fast and they were really really cool. So I was glad. But it was weird. It was kind of like a surreal situation. I was like,
But
can you
that's
take me seriously when I look like this? But they were great. Yeah.
you'll understand people when you watch the video, you'll understand why she said that because
Yeah, a lot different.
it is a lot different. And and that's one thing I gotta say, you know what I mean? Like it's just a believable thing what you did. You know what I
Thank you.
mean? I know I couldn't direct anybody. Can't even direct my own kids in the right way. So for me to do a direction of a movie or a song or even a mini documentary, I don't think I could ever do it. But you did it, and that shows, you know, prove how strong you are too. And takes a lot of talent to do a lot of that,
Thank
especially
you.
the idea of the costumes, the makeup. Even though you had someone else do the makeup and
Apply it. Yeah.
apply
She's
the
great.
makeup, you know
She
what I
had a
mean?
lot on her hands.
I can't
So
I
she did
can't even imagine because that
great.
looked like to set up the makeup for like say you and the crew that had to be like a full day episode almost.
Yeah, I mean, we had her and I were working together months prior because I was like, "Hey, I want these things per character."
Mhm.
And then she would bring me her own little brief back and say, "Is this what you want?" And I would say, "Hey, tweak this, tweak that," or I would approve it. So then she had her own little mock-ups that she would follow. And so the day before filming, we had what's called like a makeup test
Okay.
for Hypocrite specifically for her looks. Um, and that went to like 7 to midnight. And we were making tweaks. I was like, okay, I don't like this. I like this. Let's use this here, whatever. And so, but it was worth it. It's worth it to do tests like that. They do that in movies as well.
No.
They'll do like the wardrobe test and the makeup test and they do any tweaks. So it's normal in that world to do that. But she's great. She's really young. And so like I think this was her first
Full
like
fledged.
bigger project, right? And so like I threw a lot of stuff at her. She did really great at like just rolling with it. So Karma SFX, she was awesome to work with because I couldn't have done all that makeup by myself. I used to with my
Mhm.
other productions where I'm doing everybody's face and my own. And I was like, there's just no way I'm gonna be able to do that. So she was great to have on hand to like just execute these things beautifully. So yeah.
And when you say 7 to 12, that's like 7 in the morning till midnight the
Oh
whole.
no, so 7 p.m., sorry. So
Oh, okay.
7 p.m. to midnight, which
Okay.
is still long just for two looks.
Yeah.
Um, but it was definitely necessary. And then we would review the other looks, like a couple of the Vikings, and then we would review the dancers and we would talk about those
Now, would
too.
you take
So
pictures of it and then look at it in the computer screen to see what other tweaks you guys could do, or
prior, so when we were working months prior, she would put it on her own face.
okay,
She would send me pictures and I'd be like, yay or nay, or like I need more of this, less of this.
okay.
So we would do a lot of that back and forth before her and I even met up close. So
Wow.
yeah.
Well, I gotta say that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's, I mean,
Worth
wow.
it though. Yeah.
No,
And I love doing it. So
I'll say the
it was
video,
fun.
watching the video, like I said, it's worth it. Like you said,
Yeah.
all the time, all the preparations. I mean, the costumes had to take forever too. Like you said,
Yeah.
it was a 2 year thing in making.
Yeah, because making stuff was about 6 months. Um, and the metal outfit that you see, which is what I
Mhm,
call Hypocrite's, like, most godlike form when
mhm.
you first see her, and she's supposed to look kinda saint-like because when you translate hypocrisy in Icelandic, it means fake saint.
Right.
And so I love that. So we were running with that, and I put it a lot in her first look. And the mirrors are significant because she reflects back whatever you want her to. So,
Mhm.
like, whatever you want to see, she'll give it to you because she's deceiving you, really. So, that's why all those elements are in that outfit. And so she's supposed to look more alluring, kind of like a vampire. Like that's how she gets you. And
Got me on the video. That
then
got
she
me.
bites, then she bites you.
She
Yeah.
the video caught me, and it bit me for the good right reasons. I'll tell you that much. Because again,
Oh, amazing.
to see the video from beginning to end, you have to watch it. Yes, but it has a story to it. That's the
Mhm.
key.
Yep.
That's why it's that long. When you could do that with the music, the harmonies, everything there, it's such a cool thing to realize what your master, I call it your masterpiece, put it right out there.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud of it. It's taken me a long time to, like, say I'm proud of, my work. I'm very critical, I'm a
Mhm.
like, overthinker, perfectionist, so I am happy to say, like, I am very proud of it, and it was worth all of the headaches because there was a lot of opposition with this project just
Right.
holistically. And so there were times where I would like second guess this or that, or I'm like, man, I don't even think this thing's gonna get done or finished. And so there was plenty of those times. So the fact that it got finished and I got to see like these things come to life and these other amazing creative people like help tell my story and elevate it is really cool. And then just to hear the feedback like yours and other people of like how they felt about it or what they got out of it, like, it's so cool. Like, I really appreciate that because I mean, I don't make stuff for myself. Like, I don't just
Right.
sit around and make music and videos so I can be like, "Wow, I'm so great."
You are a
So
true artist from
yeah.
from the music to writing to building the costume, building the set, directing the
Mhm.
video,
Yeah.
and you know, and doing all that. You're like I said, a legit true artist and a force to be reckoned with because there's not a lot of people who could do that.
Yeah, thank you.
And
It's just
that's,
my background, you know?
but it's
I think
pure
it
talent.
ah, you're gassing me up. I'm gonna be all like cloud 9 after this.
Well, but it's the truth though. If you think about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you.
You put in the hard work, you put in all the time, you do everything, and that's something like I do. I
Mhm.
mean, I put in the work, I put in the hard times. I have a family, and I work during the day.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of this. Like this is my folder of stuff that I'm working on. Whoa. This is the folder, you can't see it, but this is my folder of stuff that I'm working on.
Yeah.
I have a little notebook, just like you probably do, like a journal, like songs that you're writing,
Uh-huh.
scratching out. I have emails I trying to reach out to people. You know, I put in the time for clips,
Uh-huh.
sound bites. I mean, after this, I'm gonna do a quick IG video for saying, what a great time
Very
I
cool.
had with you. You know what I mean? And tag you, of
Yeah.
course.
Very
It,
yes.
I do
All the
all
things.
this. You know what I mean? I don't have a publicist. I don't have people. I do
Yeah.
this for the fun.
Yeah.
This is
That's great.
I don't get paid for this. One
Uh-huh.
day, that's a dream one day,
Yeah, same.
one day
Same.
to get paid to do this, but
Yeah.
I'm having fun meeting new and interesting people
Mhm.
because
I think it'd be a cool job. Yeah.
it is a cool job. I mean, for me, listen, if I had funding, I would fly down to you and do this interview one on one live. You know what I mean? That would
Yeah.
be awesome. But,
Be
hey,
fun.
I would take this any day of the week,
Mhm.
and that's the thing, people
Yeah.
don't realize like how much hard work you have to put into it. Um,
Oh, yeah.
I was in another podcast. Only thing I was do is the videos. I do my notes. We do this. My partner did everything, the editing, this, that. I don't edit because I
Yeah.
want people to see who I am.
Right.
So
Right.
if an artist signs off by accident, they come right back. Do you edit this? No, because it's funny.
It's real.
It's
Yeah. We're
real.
just being real.
We're
Yeah.
being real. That's who I am. You know what I mean? Like you can see how much fun you're having
Uh-huh.
with this one because I am not a true interviewer. I just do it, shoot from the hip.
Uh-huh.
I'll read my things that I read about all my guests, and then I'll just like shoot from the hip,
Yeah.
and it's fun.
Hmm.
My guests don't feel like, oh my God, this is not like a real it's like a real interview, but it's not, like
Yeah.
it's fun. I want them to feel comfortable, like you're comfortable. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? It's just the fun part, just talk. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's something I love.
Yeah. It's nice that it's not so transactional, we're human beings.
Hmm.
So it's nice that it's more human being to human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I've
enjoy
done,
that.
and you listen, I've done a full band, like 6 guys in one show on a band, and I did three, and there's 3 guys in one band, or a female and a guitarist. I listen, it's happy to have everybody in the show because you get everyone's different points. But
Yeah.
when you're the one who's directing, making everything, you're the one I got to talk to too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool elements that you've done, Skye. You know what I mean? And a lot of props because it just takes a lot of not just dreaming, but a lot of thinking and
Hmm.
drawing and everything. So I mean, kudos to you because I could never do something like that. You
Well,
know.
thank you. Yeah.
Now, I mean, first of all, I gotta thank you for coming tonight.
Oh, of course. I
I
love
really
this. Thanks for the opportunity.
oh no, thank you. And I really appreciate you coming. I know everyone's busy and it's a Sunday too. So I gotta thank you for coming on here.
Of course.
Really close before we do sign off tonight. Can we let the people know where they can find you?
Oh, absolutely. So we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the things. So if you're going to go to Instagram, it's Skye Dahl, SKYEDAHL official. YouTube, it's Skye Dahl, SKYEDAHL. Facebook, SKYEDAHL. You can listen to Hypocrites on all streaming platforms. Just look up Skye Dahl and Hypocrite and you'll find it. You can watch the video right now on YouTube. I also have a link tree. So if they click the link in my bio, either on Facebook or Instagram, there's a link tree so you can never miss a gig and you'll never miss an announcement. So if you just subscribe to the link tree, you'll get alerts and all that when I post the most recent gigs and stuff. Mhm.
That's awesome. So I can't wait. I can't wait for the album to drop too.
Yes.
I'm excited for that. Can't wait to when it does get out. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I'll be honest with you. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm
Thank
looking
you. Me
forward to
too.
and I'm looking forward to hearing the ballad song soon.
Oh
The
my
rock
gosh, yeah, the sad song.
the sad song, the sad rock ballad song I cannot wait for. So I'm looking forward to
Thank
it.
you.
Skye, again, thank you for coming on.
Thank
Um,
you.
I really appreciate it. It's been an awesome night tonight. Guys,
Yeah.
as you can see, dreams come true. Her vision of
Yes.
her video came true. You guys have
Hmm.
to check it out. I'll have all her links connected to this. Check out the music video. I'm actually going to post it out tonight. Link to her YouTube channel so you can see the video, guys. It's amazing.
Yay.
Or connect with her, please, please, please. Skye, thank you so much.
Thank you. This was so fun.
Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you. And as I always end the show, it's nothing but love, peace, and happiness. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Be serious.